I'm glad to see some reunions happening too. Can I welcome the new students who've just joined us? You're future alumni, and you're important to us, and we're delighted that you're here, and we look forward to meeting you. There are a lot of people for you to get round this evening, but I hope you'll have the chance to meet many of us. My name is Eliza Blackman O'Keefe. I'm representing the steering committee in this session, and it is my particular pleasure now to introduce one of the most important sessions, I think I can say fairly, today, although they've all been amazing, with our very special closing keynote speaker, Monica Lee. By White House executive order, Monica is the NASA detailee to the Federal Reserve in the Office of the Chief Information Security Officer. In this role, she manages cyber engagement and enablement to ensure that products and services are protected from malicious actors and threats. Formerly the Chief of Staff for the NASA Johnson Space Center, no less, she is one of the most senior women in the agency. With more than 2 decades of low Earth orbit human risk mitigation, operational and sustaining engineering experience, she's also executed more than 3,000 hours in Mission Control Center Houston as an International Space Station flight controller. She specialized in electrical power systems and was the first to earn 3 electrical power flight controller certifications. Monica brings extensive mastery of negotiations and federal contracts, having served as the contracting officer technical representative, managing Russian space contracts valued at more than $4.4 billion, the largest international contract in the NASA agency. She was awarded NASA's Exceptional Achievement Medal, and she's an avid STEM and STEAM advocate. Passionate about women's empowerment, diversity, equity, inclusion, and leadership, Monica is also mentor to youth and girls through various affiliations. She earned her BSc in physics from Southern University and A&M College, and, of course, a master's in business administration from the MIT Sloan Executive MBA program, class of 2019. Please join me in welcoming Monica Lee.
Thank you so very much. I do recognize that I am standing between us and drinks, and so I will govern myself accordingly. First of all, thank you to the Sloan School and Dean Schmidtline, Kathy and Joe, whom I can call on anytime, and the committee members of this year's Sloan Women's Conference for the honor to stand before you this afternoon. MIT is my home. Sloan is the place that energizes me and restores my hope in the possibilities of humankind. It is the place that has afforded me friendships that I will cherish for a lifetime and has enlightened me with the perspective to solve problems through a lens that not only considers the influence of the quality of life on Earth for all humankind, but also seeks to create technological applications of discovery that will impact generations to come and design sustaining capabilities whose implementation will influence generations with equal weight and measure. Sloan is the place where we recognize the impact of the sum of our experiences and the calling for our futures, and that has been and will continue to be the calling to break through the old, to empower the new, to be a system buster, to fully embrace the charge to change the reality of life on this planet. Yes, the ecosystem at MIT is powerful. To the casual observer, it seems magical even, but magic it is not. It is not science fiction. It is science fact. And that is clear in the dialogues and the engagements that have occurred in this year's breakout sessions, in the conversations in the hallway. I sat in on the Finding Your Voice, Making Your Impact session with psychotherapist Nikki Roth. Deeply engaged in our room were dialogues about understanding your inner voice, your relationship voice, and your boss voice, because we as women know how to carry each of those individually. We talked about the connection between people and how people connect with one another, which led to the discussion that men and women do indeed think differently. It was mentioned that women do think laterally, meaning we can see the entire picture, not just the laser beam on one problem. We see a problem before it becomes a problem, and we're already solving it. We do it at home, we do it at work, we do it in the line at the CVS with the kid that's misbehaving behind us. We want to help the mother get her child in line so I can catch my Uber on time and then I can go. You understand what I'm saying. We as women, this is what we do. This is just who we are. I've heard folks talking about conversations that have occurred standing in line to get a snack where, oh, my Series B just funded. I knew nothing about what was going to happen next, but someone gave me an example of a book to read, and now I feel more prepared because of a stop at the water station. That is the power of MIT Sloan. That is the power of who we are. So I know that all of these sessions have come together in an instrumental way to transform our thoughts and perspectives. My hope is that each of you embrace what you have learned and the people whom you have learned from, and commit yourself to connect, empower, and act. These three words are extremely powerful. If I were an English scholar, I would describe each of these words as a verb, a syntax that conveys an action or a state of being. If I were an artist, I would say that each of these concepts, connect, empower, act, are fluid, but can converge in a dynamic manner to help one visualize the pathway to design a piece of work or an instrument of beauty whose final unveiling can itself deliver a very specific state of emotion and being. But because I am a physicist, it is my nature to understand on a nuclear level. And so to me, the significance and magnitude of these three mighty words, connect, empower, act, leads to the concept of energy. Energy, the quantitative property that is transferred to a body or physical system, recognizable in the performance of work. Each of us is energy. We are that which performs and enables work, and we are responsible for what is manifested as a result of our energy, our work. Look at the person next to you and say, you are energy. The first law of the conservation of energy states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, only converted from one form of energy to another. That means we who are energy have the means, the power, the responsibility to connect, unite together, to collaborate, to bond, join forces, to amalgamate all that we individually possess, to empower, enlighten, enrich, scaffold our collective as we act in service to transform the world. We are powerful. And we, the energy of this space, as the first law states of the conservation of energy, we are exactly who we are meant to be. As energy, we are not waiting to be created into something else. And no one or nothing can destroy who and what we are. We are who and exactly what we are meant to be. And we are designed to transfer all of that uniqueness and perfection to other forms of energy. The energy that is the woman beside you. The energy that is the woman across the room from you, across the globe from you. We are the means to enable a system of energy that fuels leaders in every sector, in every country, on every continent of the world. This room is a powerhouse of female energy, a necessity for our culture. When we collaborate, build, and grow, we empower the visions birthed from this space that will shape the startup that can bring down an empire. When we act, empower, connect, we amplify the founders and CEOs that emerge from Sloan and ignite a mission that will revolutionize the quality of life on this planet. And when we transfer our collective knowledge from one to another, we birth the innovators and activists that manifest as a result of brainstorming in a breakout session or a conversation in the hallway that creates a megaphone for the voices of the unheard. Yes, I believe sociologist W.E.B. Du Bois fully understood the energy that we are when he said, "There is no force equal to a woman determined to rise." You are energy, created just as you should be, that cannot be destroyed, but converted from one form of energy to another. I implore you to be fulfilled within yourself. The way that you speak to yourself matters. Interrupt your thought process that says, "I can't." Get out of that thinking immediately. Know that you have been created of matter so powerful that when transferred, it can transform the world. Your perspective can become either your passport or your prison. I ask each of you to close your eyes and imagine that you are the 7-year-old version of yourself. Do it now. At age 7, what would you encourage the 17-year-old you to do? At age 7, what would you encourage her to become? Now think about yourself today. What do you look back on the you of 7 years ago and say? What has she overcome to accomplish where you are today? Be honest and go deep. Now, exhale and thank her. Thank her for all that she has travailed that has led to this very moment. Every obstacle, every trigger, every aha moment, every learning about friends that maybe weren't really friends, relationships that weren't meant to sustain, they all built you and made you stronger. Every conversation with every male counterpart that doubted who you were and why you were, thank her. Because she is who she is because of this moment. Now, have the woman that you are today look ahead 7 years and feel the energy. Your power that has been formed and shaped and reshaped over the years, that energy will transform others because of your experiences at Sloan, and the women in this room, because as a network, we grow together. As a network, we build together. What will become of this woman in 7 years? Revel in the awesome splendor of possibility and promise. What a sweet, sweet journey, and what a remarkable course. Amelia Earhart is quoted, "The most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest is merely tenacity." I hope that you are empowered and encouraged to work towards the impossible. Our very existence dispels the myth that we should settle for life as it is. Our mission is to work for life as it should be. I hope that each of you every single day makes a personal choice to recommit yourselves to that vision. Go back and find that 7-year-old you that was bright-eyed and full of possibility and wonder, and know that she's still there. Recommit yourselves to the vision and not make decisions based on fear or doubt, but make decisions based on the fact that you were created exactly as you should be. No mistakes or shortcuts were made on your design. You are energy, and your energy is enough. You are enough to inject strength, hope, and inspiration into the veins of humanity. We all make mistakes, have struggles, and even have regrets, but you are not your mistakes, and you are not your struggles, and you just need to keep moving forward. Sloan has deposited so much in my life, and I am forever grateful. I could not have imagined the friendships that were born here. Friends that 7-year-old me would have thought absolutely possible. But then 17-year-old me would have started to doubt the likelihood because, teenage years and high school, and all that comes with believing other people's words and impressions. Here's a bit of information that I hope frees you. Not one drop of your self-worth depends on anyone else's acceptance nor opinion. Not one drop. As a young student, it was reported to my parents that I talked too much in class. And a teacher even told my parents that my math skills would hold me back. I used that to shape the trajectory of my future. I vowed to never be confined by anyone else's limited perceptions of me. And instead of settling for their opinions, my first job out of college was at NASA as an International Space Station flight controller, where I was paid to talk and do math. You write your own story. As J.K. Rowling has said, anything's possible if you've got enough nerve. Remember, it only sounds crazy until it happens. Each of us has a unique gift birthed from our own personal experiences and perspectives. We have a duty to transfer that energy and affect change in someone else's life. As you climb, turn around, and lift. I love this quote from writer Nikita Gill. Fill your life with women that empower you, that help you believe in your magic, and aid them to believe in their own exceptional power and their incredible magic too. Women that believe in each other can survive anything. Women who believe in each other create armies that will win kingdoms and wars. My friend Alice Ann Schwartz of 1519 once told me that a headhunter called and offered her a position and began to tell her the market salary. And Alice Ann quite simply responded, "I am not market value." So if that's what you're looking for, I am not your find, honey. My friend, whose friendship was birthed out of Sloan, gave me the courage by the transfer of such energy to walk away from opportunities that do not respect my skill or experience. Friends from Sloan have confirmed that it's okay to know that the journey afforded to me through Sloan leads us to the energy of Sloan women, which is as unique as the MIT ecosystem itself. It drives you to have the audacity to dare to be great, to see beyond the right now and focus on what is to come. It's okay to be that lateral thinker. After thousands of hours in NASA's Mission Control Center and years of real flight time ops and training astronauts to launch and to live in space, I decided to pursue a different faction of human spaceflight and pivoted from the science and mathematics of the mission to procurement and negotiation. Not only did I step into waters previously unknown or untrained for, I did so with the agency's largest contract and very likely its most complex partner. I was able to convince them that I was the person to negotiate $4.4 billion worth of assets, of which I had no business background, no procurement background, no Russian background. I walked into every negotiation with very little negotiation power because the Russians had our only access to space and they knew it. So it's like needing a bus ticket to go in town and there's only one bus driver. But that's okay. I was able to succeed in doing that by applying not only my operational knowledge, but innovative strategy and purely just the ability to connect on a human level. That is the power of our energy. We as women do that well. To walk into a room where the odds of economics and every other odd is against you, and walk out with the respect of your counterparts and a winning agreement for all seated at the table, you can influence change. Two countries with very little commonality, with the exception of humans in space, have maintained a relationship of peace through this sector for over 20 years. And a little girl from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, has played a pivotal role in continuing operations of this billion-dollar spacecraft and the project of human cooperation across 16 nations. Even I have to pause and remind myself, I am energy, and it cannot be destroyed. I have a responsibility to transfer it from one form to the next, from the form of my generation to the generation behind me, from the form of women on the playing field today to the girls that will be on the playing field tomorrow. I am energy and I am enough. My Sloan cohort was comprised of great minds and highly accomplished humans from all over the world. Joe makes certain of that every year. From them, I have learned many lessons, one of which is that life is not a destination, but it is a journey. Many of my classmates would have been considered accomplished after their first or second or third degrees, or after winning the first unheard, unnamed, created just for them award in their fields of study. However, they persisted, and no matter the age, no matter the gap from one leap to another, there was a need to be filled, and so they transitioned and flourished. That's why so many graduates of Sloan pivot careers during and after graduation, because once you have been exposed to this depth of mental stimulation, mediocrity and complacency are just simply not an option. You are seeking the next challenge to solve. You need to fill the void that's stopping humans from reaching their pinnacle of good living. And you know that there's no perfect time, no exact scenario, no ideal circumstance. Can't wait until all the kids graduate. Can't wait till the husband finds himself. Can't wait till you... to pull the trigger on necessary change. You only know that your next move could change everything. And you are the energy to fuel the difference. The world is gray, and that's a virtue, not a vice. So don't be defined by hard lines and boundaries. The fluidity of reality and the complexities of human nature expands the gaps between what humans know what they need and what humans think they need. If there's a problem, there is a solution, and that solution will likely be influenced by someone from this institution. That's your authority, to look a challenge dead in the eye and give it a wink. Luck is lazy math. Put in the work to be great. As Wayne Gretzky, the famed hockey player, has said, you miss 100% of the shots you never take. So now I stand here, not as a rocket scientist, but a product of MIT, who has yet again taken on the charge of closing the gap of women in cybersecurity. Here I am, yet again, in a position that I was not academically trained to fill. But I am learning every single day as I apply the years of risk management and people management experience that I have accumulated. Applying the concepts from leading organizations and organizational processes, econ and financial accounting, competitive strategy, system dynamics, and data models and designs, DMD, oh my God. Oh, beloved DMD, with Georgia and her perfect hair. I have often asked Georgia, I don't understand, your hair is always fabulous, your makeup is flawless, what's going on with the hair? Oh, it's the Vita, darling. Honey, I've used the Vita, my hair never looks like that. I am able to lead an organization of cyber professionals as I certify technically and gain exposure. Sloan has prepared me to lead anyway, in any arena, in any organization in the world. Because what is an organization if not its people? And if its people can understand the system's dynamics, then its risk can be managed and a strategic plan can be devised that is both profitable economically and morally. And that is the foundation of Sloan. That is the energy of a Sloan woman. Sloan alum, the late Kofi Annan, is quoted, "There is no tool for development more effective than the empowerment of women." Weaponize your drive, your talent, and your love as tools to fight against the privileges the world won't give you. Use your energy to make history to come alive. We are writing this story. You are a tool of change, of power, and of beauty. Connect, empower, act. I leave you with the words of Albert Einstein. Everything is energy, and that is all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy. This is physics. You are energy, and you are magnificent. Thank you.
Well, now I stand between, certainly after that. Whew. But between the energy transfer from this room into cocktails. So I will be very, very brief. Monica, that was amazing. And Catherine left us with a gift last night. Thank you for that beautiful gift today. Thank you. So, I know you're looking forward to the reception and to connecting with Monica and all of our students. Thank you for joining us. The network is a living thing today. That energy, we can feel it. And I hope that your action that you take out of the day will be, who will you take with you? The women of MIT Sloan, I hope, is part of that answer. And as back to the morning, Anjali Sastry said, the world needs you and the world needs MIT. And we can't wait to see what you're going to do next. So thank you and enjoy our reception.